Booking it, and then obviously the FaceTime call with her in the car, and that was great because it put me at ease because she was super friendly and just down to earth and real. I think sometimes, well, with my experience with doing hair and makeup with editorial stuff, like sometimes people in that world can be very kind of stuck up, I guess, and scary, intimidating. And that was not her at all. Like, she was just a real girl who was very passionate about what she does. And it was clear just from the first, few seconds of talking with her.
Never before had I worked with a photographer who actually took the time to do a FaceTime call. So it wasn't just an email, it wasn't just a regular phone call. She actually took the time to meet in person over FaceTime. And that was amazing because then I could actually get to know her live in person through the FaceTime call. And I was able to ask questions, any concerns I had. She was able to answer everything right there in person over the video call. So that was really helpful for me.
So once I have responded to the client and sent them the pricing, if they're interested in booking, we set up a call. I do this for a couple of reasons. First, I want to make a personal connection. Now, in the past, I have done this with a FaceTime call. Right now, I want it to be as convenient for my client as it can be. Sometimes this means that they're taking the call during their lunch hour. Sometimes this means that they're just not ready to be on FaceTime. I don't really think that FaceTime makes it any more personable than a phone call. So for me, now it's a phone call. But in the past, I did make this a FaceTime call. When we first get on the phone, I'll say, is this still a good time to chat? And I ask them when a convenient time is. Sometimes these calls are in the evening, sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's at their lunch break, whenever. I'll say, is this still a good time to chat? I'll say, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I cannot wait to tell you all about everything I can create for you. First, is it okay if I just ask a few questions to get a better idea of what it is I can create for you? And I'll ask them, what is prompting you to do this now? Do you have a vision for your shoot? Do you want to bring anyone with you, your spouse or partner or your children? I want to know more about them. I can't market or sell to someone if I don't know what they value. That is really sales 101. You need to know your client. If you know that your client's most important thing in their world is their children, then you need to encourage them to bring their children in, because your sales will go up if you have pictures of your client with her children. If it's her dog, maybe you consider having her bring her dog to the shoot. Whatever she values, you need to speak to it. You need to support it, and you need to have her talk about what she values. I want to get to know her. I take a lot of notes during this call. I'm writing down the things that a girlfriend would know. I want to know the name of her spouse or boyfriend. I want to know any names that she drops during that conversation. I ask where she's from. This is kind of a get to know you sort of call as well. By the end of this call, and keep in mind, I'm smiling. I am smiling during this call. She can't see me, but it changes the tone of your voice. By the time she's done telling me about her, I say, okay, thank you so much for giving me all that information. I think I have a sense of what I can create for you. I'm going to start telling you all about my photo shoots. It's going to be a lot of information. Don't worry about writing this down or remembering all of it. If you decide to book, a really beautiful welcome packet is going to come to you in the mail, but I just want to give you a sense of everything I can do for you. And then I start to explain everything from the minute she books and the welcome packet she's going to get in the mail, to how she's going to come with her hair clean and dry and her face clean and moisturized the morning of the shoot, to how she's going to just mirror my posing during the shoot, to the reveal. And then we get to the pricing. This is important. Yes, she has seen my session fee on my website. She should have read through the PDF that I attached for her before we ever got on the phone, but I don't know that she's read it. She could have not read it. This is when I need to start talking about it. As a business owner, as a salesperson, not a camera owner, a business owner, you need to talk about money. You need to be able to have that conversation. Practice with someone if you want. If this is awkward for you, because it was awkward for me when I started, then sit down with a parent or a spouse or a child, whatever, someone, and just start having this conversation. And I'll say, my packages start at $14.90. My albums start at $36.90. Some clients spend $5,000, some spend $15,000. Whatever you decide to spend is up to you. Note that I don't say to people, some clients spend $14.90 and some clients spend $36.90. Now, granted, that is partially because that doesn't usually happen. That's not my normal sale. But it's also partially sales psychology. Those are not the numbers that I want in their heads. I want you to know that the average, well, it's no longer the average, but there was a time when my average was $5,000, and then some clients were spending $15,000. I want those mile markers in your head. So first off, if I say $15,000, suddenly $5,000 doesn't sound nearly as scary. It's just comparison. And then if I say 5,000, suddenly you're looking at the things in my, my pricing menu that were 3,000, and suddenly that's not seeming as big as maybe it did when you first looked through it and thought, oh God, who's spending $3,000 on pictures? And it's like, you're about to, because I'm about to take really good pictures of you. So whatever works for you, but it is sales psychology. Your clients are interested, your potential clients, they're interested in what you have to offer. They're talking to you because they're interested, but they're on the hook. You have to kind of bait them in. But at the same time, I want to scare off the people who aren't serious about it. I don't want someone coming in who's really only interested in the lowest package. I'm too busy. I am just too busy at this point in my career. Does that still happen? Yes, it does. I do still sometimes get people. I can't stop someone from coming in and spending the lowest possible amount, but I am on the phone going to use the bigger numbers because that does scare some people off. You will occasionally get people on the phone saying, well, can't you do it for $1,000? It's like, no, I cannot do it for $1,000. No, I cannot. And that's okay. What you do has value, and you need to hold that space and hold your value and stand up for your work, because it is a lot of work and your equipment is expensive. And what you do and your time retouching and the time that you are investing, even just watching this tutorial, the hours you are spending watching this tutorial have value, and you are going to recoup that in what you charge and what you do for your clients. So talk through the pricing. So they've seen a little bit of the pricing on the website. They get the pricing menu through that PDF. This is now the third point of contact for pricing. The fourth point of contact is going to come when they get the welcome packet in the mail, because I'm going to send the pricing menu again. I want them to be so over the sticker shock by the time that they come in for their reveal that it's no longer a thing. When I say, oh, that'll be $9,000, I want them to be like, okay. Or, oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is. Will that be, cash or credit card? How do you want to do it? It's no longer a thing because we've had the awkward conversations already. If you wait and have that awkward conversation at the point of sale, it's not going to go well. I know, because I did it for the whole first year of my portrait business and it never went real well. Never did. You have to have the awkward conversation at some point. But also keep in mind, it's only awkward if you're awkward. It's only money. It's only money. We're not selling penicillin here. This is not medicine. This is not necessary. If someone really can't afford it, they won't come to you. This is not necessary to live. I think it's necessary for just about every other reason, but if someone really can't afford you, they won't come to you. If someone can afford you, they will make time and make space for what they value. So talk to it somewhat lightly. When people go, oh my God, I'm like, I know, right? I'm expensive. It's lighthearted. It's fine. People will make space for what they value. So that is pretty much the call. Then at the end of it, I'm saying, okay, so if you're interested in booking, let me know and I will get with my stylist and we will get some date options for you. I cannot just give them a list of dates right off the bat. Partially, it's dependent on my stylist because my stylists don't work directly for me, they contract for me. And partially depending on the personality of the client, and I don't know them until I have talked to them during that call. I don't know which stylist I want to bring in. Now, sometimes I don't have a choice. If one stylist isn't available, I might need to go to the other stylist, but I try really hard to pair my client with a stylist that I think will have the best personality match for them. Remember, this is experience driven, this is service driven, and my stylist is a huge, huge part of the photo shoot. Not just the way they do the hair and makeup, not just the skill set, but their personality. They are in each other's faces for 2 hours when they're in hair and makeup, and then she's still down here with her during the photo shoot. So I want the right person for that job. So after that call, I will send her some date options. Once she's ready to book, I send her an invoice and I say in the invoice, your date is not secured until this invoice is paid. We will hold the date for 24 hours. After that, we will need to recheck availability. Let them know this. They cannot sit on the date for a week. I have other people who want that space. If I don't hear from them, I will send one follow-up. After that, the date is gone and they will have to recheck availability. That never happens, but let them know this because it happened, once upon a time, and you want to put parameters in place so that you are not having to follow up and follow up and follow up. The more that you are able to just put those time-saving measures in, just the easier your life is, because the more clients you have and the less you have to babysit, just the better. So at this point, she has paid her session fee and I'm going to send her the portrait questionnaire. I'm going to get her welcome packet in the mail. She's going to start a mood board for me, and we are going to start planning an absolutely gorgeous session.